Good morning, guys. Hello. Hi everyone. My name is Sjoerd. Today I'm going to talk a little bit more about learning to deliberate manifest your ideal version in the most easiest, fun way. So first we have to acknowledge that we have a 5-dimensional plane and a 3rd-dimensional plane. There are more planes, but to make it simple, this movie we just touch the 5th and the 3rd-dimensional plane. So the 5th-dimensional plane is actually a plane of our non-physical self. That is our imagination. That is a plane where actually all the possibilities that we can perceive in the 3D already exist. So let's say this is a future desired version, this is a future desired version, this is a future desired version, this is a future desired version. They all already exist, but they have not fully materialized because you are not fully the vibrational match to it yet. So whatever you are manifesting as in today, or whatever you are experiencing as in today, is a result of what you've been vibrating on a conscious and unconscious level together. And this creates the 3D experience. So if you want to experience another 3D experience, you have to change your vibration. So you can take another image from the non-physical plane, so to speak, and pull that into the 3D. So you can experience your physical body with your ego structure, your mindset, in a positive sense, as like a radio, television receiver. So in the ether, so to speak, the non-physical part, the air, so to speak, are all the possibilities already. And the only thing, so you know there's like classic radio, there's rock, and all that stuff, there's already there, right? But we only dial on to our belief system and emotional systems, and then what we can see or hear is what we are the vibrational match in the 3D. So let's say if this is me today, this, and then it means maybe I have not so much money, and maybe I have no house, right? And in my future desired version, I would like to experience that. So let's say we put a new person here, up, 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 and he is even happier. It looks a bit evil, no? So yeah, and he's even happier. How can I make a bigger smile fit? Oh man. Anyway, this is a happy face, and so how do you get from this version that has maybe more money, maybe more friends, maybe, you know, and your love life and so on? How do you get to that future desired version? Because there's time frame, right? You have to to bridge, because you cannot close your eyes, open your eyes, and then suddenly you have your life nice standing next to you. You have your car and you have the house or the money in your account. Everything that is biological vibrational standpoint of view. It's just not hardly possible. So, but what is the fastest way to get you from here to that state? It is actually, actually on another level, that state, that future desired version is already there. It's same like, if you're listening to the classic radio and you're listening to classic in your outside life circumstances, you know that rock station is also already playing, but you have to dial the knob of the radio, so to speak, to get you to that station, right? So how do you dial your frequency, your ego structure, to that version that you like to embody in the 3D? So first we have to acknowledge that the ego structure, the way it thinks right now, the way it feels right now, and believes right now, is not the same as it will be in the future desired version. Because if so, we already would perceive the future desired version, right? Because it's only what we see in the reality is what we believe it to be. So we have to, the way we think, we have to believe, cannot be the same. So how do we get there? We cannot go there with the physical mind. The physical mind plays another role. So we have to acknowledge that the fastest way is to tell to the ego, the physical mind, listen, you do not know the path, you do not know a strategic way to get to that point. Actually, the task of the physical mind is your imagination. Your imagination comes from the non-physical part, and it's what you like to live in the 3D. It is your higher self giving to you, hey, let's manifest this to become a more abundant version of yourself, a fuller version. So, oops, sorry. So how do you get to that, this version that was already existing in non-physical plane? How do you bring that in the 3D, right? And maybe if the house, the car, and or non-physical, I don't know what you want, but so how do you bring that into the 3D? It is by listening to your higher self, which is a non-physical part of you that beams to you non-stop through your thoughts, through your emotions, pretty much, as in the most exciting thing to do. It can be also an inspired idea, an inspired action, and these are, these are the actions and things from the least resistance. And it's actually a path that guides you through life circumstances to help you to reveal what you need to know to get to your future desired version. So large 95% of all the work to become that future desired version is to reprogram your ego structure, and 95% of the retransforming work is eliminating the resistance that you hold from experiencing that future desired version. So let's say if you live in fear and the more money will be fearless, then you have to work on your fear. So your fears will have to work on, and over a period of time your universe will create life circumstances with you to bring up the fear so they can be acknowledged and transformed by understanding what kind of limiting beliefs you hold on there about yourself, which you might have taken up by conditioning from school systems, your parents and society and so on. And if you transform them, acknowledge, meaning that I hold no standpoint, and they can be released and function to become another program, because in another sense you can never get rid of an emotion, get rid of an belief, because you contain them all already. So there's literally no place to put them, but it is more the transformation of them to another belief. And that brings you to another frequency, to an unfolding, so to speak. So the time that you need in order to get from here to there is only the time you need to transform your ego structure. So the faster you can change your ego structure, and the more transformational work you do, and the more you work on the life lessons every day in terms of the emotions, thoughts and feelings that comes up during the day through the life circumstances that are being created, the faster you move from A to B. It's not about physical mental structure that you think you need to do, but it is just following up your highest excitement for the fullest, and no insistence on the outcome. It's the Basha formula. I talk about it in another movie. And then work on your limiting beliefs, and that requires a bit of training to do that and to learn that. But if you do that on a consistent base, then you can use every negativity up for growth towards your future desired version, and you also start to see proof of your future desired version. The idea is that you keep vibrating your future desired version and visualize it already on that path from here to there. Because in this path, from the transition from A to B, you might have some life circumstances that that do not look fully on either your older version or your newer version. You can compare it a bit as, I'm traveling from Amsterdam to Paris, and you're somewhere on the highway traveling, and the only thing you know is that you're going to Paris, right? Because you put that in a navigation system, and this is what you demanded to get to. If this is like translated to an example of your reality, then you quit your job and you want to be, for example, entrepreneur or something like that, then you might be in a transition of nothingness, and that can be a scary thing for the ego. So the thing is, like, can I continue embodying myself for my future desired version without seeing it? Believing is seeing, and then just work on your emotions, and then it will materialize at some point. And also sometimes, or very often, even much better than you could have imagined. That's another story as well. So this is in a nutshell. So all your versions already exist. The only thing that you pull into the 3D is where you are the most biggest frequency too. If you have any more questions, bring them in. I'm happy to answer them. Have a wonderful day. Ciao.